It's February 2022, and this was when I was 15 years old. I'm in my room texting a girl, which I find very attractive. And up to this point in my life, this was like the first ever girl I've actually had feelings for. And so I'm texting this girl, and then we decided that we were actually gonna do this English project together because there was like this English project you had to be in partners for. And I asked to help with it because I thought, that would be a good way to try and get closer to her. But there was just one problem. On tech, I was like this cool, confident, funny guy that had no problem flirting, had no problems making her laugh. In school, I was none of that, right? Or at least I'd tell myself that. And one thing about me up to that point in my life is I was always like a pretty anxious person, right? Especially around people, especially in school. I'd never put my hand up in class. So when I was 15, to go up to her with her mates around especially, that was fucking terrifying for me. Because in my mind, if I'm not this really funny, confident guy like I am on text, then she won't find me attractive. And it was getting to me, bro. I literally remember the night before I was thinking about what I was gonna say. And so I get into class and I see her sitting right next to my desk. So there's no avoiding interacting with this girl. So I just do it, right? It's awkward, we just do small talk, I'm not very confident. But it's fine, nothing terrible happens. But this was kind of a relief to me because it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. But later that night, I just thought to myself, I am too anxious and too nervous, I'm too awkward around people in real life, okay? So I end up inviting this girl to a park because I think, okay, if I can't talk to her like this, like I do on text in school, maybe I can do it in the park. Because, that gets rid of like the external pressure of her friends there, my friends there, you know what I mean? And so later that night, I text this girl, hey, do you want to go to the park with me? And to my delight, she said yes. So we organised a date to go. I think it was like that same weekend, or it might have been a week after. All right, so we both get to this park. I'm kind of nervous, as you would assume. And for about 20 minutes, it's kind of just like this, like awkward small talk. No one's really saying anything big. But after about half an hour or so, we actually start to get into like a deeper conversation. And we actually have a lot in common, right? We can relate a lot. But there's still one problem. I am still not this like confident, funny guy that I was in text, right? I was half of that at most. So I was still not happy with what I was doing. So I make a promise to myself that I will talk to her in school. I'll talk to anyone in school, no matter how nervous I am, no matter what. Because I'm sick of tired of just being this awkward guy around people, yeah? And so the night I decided to do that, I drop a text to this girl saying, oh yeah, how did you find the outing and stuff? How did you find the park today? And I got no reply. I thought, oh, that's weird. She normally replies straight away, what's going on? So I just brush it off saying, oh, she's probably busy or something. And then she doesn't reply for 2 days in a row, then 3 days in a row. Then before I know it, it's been a week. And at this point, my confidence is crumbling. I'm like, what have I done to, piss off this girl? But I think it was 8 days after I sent her that message, she finally replied. And I can't really remember why she didn't reply for 8 days. I think she was pissed at me. But then I start acting really dry towards her because I'm pissed off. You haven't sent me a message in 8 days when we usually text every day. And so after that, we kind of just avoid each other in school because of the incident that happened. And the relationship kind of just fades away from there. But the reason why I was so nervous to talk to this girl, or even any girl, any like stranger I didn't really know, was because I wanted a perfect scenario. I didn't want any awkward moment. I didn't want to say anything weird so they'd have like a negative opinion about me. And this just made me not approach anyone. But the thing I've learned from this is that perfect situation in your head, which you want to happen so badly, will never happen, right? It won't happen. But the worst situation you conjure up inside your head, that will never happen too. You have to accept that when you are interacting with, I don't know, a girl or someone you haven't met yet, there will be awkward moments, right? There will be moments where they might think you're a bit weird, because you say something out of line, or it could be anything. But the thing is, you should be yourself. And there's two benefits of being yourself. First of all, you will push away the people that shouldn't be in your life, right? Because you're not compatible, you're not relatable or anything. The second benefit is that you will attract the people you actually want. Just like me with this girl, that bad scenario that was in my head, that prevented me from ever approaching her, right, in school or public, right? It was never true. Yeah, just be your full, authentic self, man. Like, people might hate you, but there's also gonna be so many people that love you for it. And let me tell you, it's 10 times worse just to be in this like little shell when you're not really doing anything. You're too afraid to put yourself out there. Like, that is 10 times worse than just being yourself. I'm looking back, bro, those times where I was really nervous over like stupid things, those times where I was being like a pussy, I look back in those times and I genuinely just laugh because it was funny. I'd get nervous and overthink like the most simple stuff. But now 2 years later, you know, I'm more connected to my purpose, I'm more myself than ever, and I'm more happy than ever, all right? So a bit of a yap session today, but you know what to do, be yourself.